It's a new day, yes it is. Welcome to the newest installment of Cooking with Cap. Today we're making Death by Chocolate Poke Cake from my Delish Recipe a Day calendar. It was voted on by the Discord and yeah, I'm gonna be making it. And I'll be using Betty Crocker Super Moist Devil's Food Cake as my cake cake mix of choice today, because yeah, a poke cake, if you're not familiar with that, it's essentially like you just bake a cake and then you poke holes in it with, like, the end of a wooden spoon, the end of like a marker. Of course you're not putting in, like, the actual marker bit into the cake, but you just use whatever to poke holes into the cake, and then you pour a mixture of some sort into the holes, and yeah, you cover with frosting, and it's looking good. It's looking really good. I will, like, in addition to including this recipe in the description, I'll also have like a link to a couple more poke cake recipes if these are your kind of thing, because yeah, looking up more info about them, they look good and they're pretty easy to make, all things considered, because like I said, you're just essentially baking a regular cake and then you're adding like a mixture of some kind to it, or just certain toppings, and you'll see. And yeah, I am using a box cake because ain't nobody got time to be making a cake from scratch right now. So yeah, let's get started. Should I show like the box cake portion of this? I mean, it's kind of basic. You just follow the directions on the box itself. I don't know. We'll see. So I have my bowl-like structure here. I poured in the cake mix. And into this, I'm adding 1¼ cups of water, ½ cup of vegetable oil, and then 3 eggs. Directions don't say to add them in one at a time, so yeah, I'm just about to crack them on in. That could have gone better. Still not amazing at cracking eggs, but hey, at least there's no eggshells in there. Haha. Oh boy. So yeah, now that's that. Time to beat on, well, mix with a mixer on medium speed, or beat vigorously by hand, 2 minutes, and then I'm going to pour it into my 9x13 pan that I've greased with some baking spray, Pam baking spray, and dusted the bottom with cocoa powder. And there it is. It said a 13x9 pan, like both the Delish recipe and the Betty Crocker box. This just seems like a lot, but I'm sure it's going to rise. So yeah, time to put this in for, recipe says 25 to 30 minutes. I'm just going to go based on the Betty Crocker box that says 30 to 35 minutes. So yeah, I'll just go with 30 minutes and then take it out. And there it is. Didn't rise as much as I thought it would, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna let it cool completely before we get to the poke part of it. All right, the cake has been cooled, so now I'm taking my wooden spoon and poking holes in it. Okay. The poke portion of the poke cake. Recipe doesn't say how many holes to do. Just says all over, so I'll just be going with the flow, I guess. Yeah. Okay. No point in me showing all this, I guess. And those are the holes I added. Meanwhile, in a small bowl, I melted a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I'm adding one 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. This is going to be a two-hand job. And there's the mixture all mixed together. So now to pour this into the holes in the cake. And here's what it looks like with the mixture poured in. Yeah, did it into the hole. You can still see the holes in there, but yeah, it was a pretty thick mixture. It is what it is, but yeah, it's looking good. So next, I'm about to get started on the frosting to go on top. And for that, I'm starting with 1 cup of butter, 2 softened butter sticks, 2.5 cups of powdered sugar, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. There's a lot of a lot of powder going on right now. 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. It's in there. And a pinch of kosher salt. And now to beat this. And into this mixture, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of heavy cream, adding more by the tablespoon if needed to reach a creamy consistency. And there's the finished frosting. Next time I'm just gonna buy like pre-done frosting. Oh boy. And now to spread this on top of the cake, and then we're done. And there it is. Not the prettiest, but it is what it is. So yeah, like I had no idea what I was doing with the frosting. I mean, obviously I was spreading it, but then I tried to be like, oh, I'm gonna be fancy with it, and I'll have like little peaks and stuff on it, and it looked bad. So I did my best to try to like smooth it out. And yeah, recipe says to sprinkle the top with chocolate shavings. I ain't got none of them. I mean, I do have some Hershey's miniatures, but I do not feel like grating those. So yeah, this is the cake. We'll let you know how it tastes. I did my best with this frosting. Like, it looks better on camera than it does IRL. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look bad IRL, but I just feel like I could have did better with that, though I don't know what I could have done better. But yeah, can't wait to taste this. And I don't know about storing this, because in the video I'm going to link to of other poke cakes, like they store them in the fridge. So I guess I stored this in the fridge too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, next little cut will be me giving this taste test. Woo! Post commentary cake talk. So yeah, here's one of the slices, and yo, that shit was good. It's a really good cake. Obviously 9x13, it's gonna be pretty big. So we did share it with various peoples, namely, co-workers. Me and my mom are fellow co-workers, and yeah, even the consensus from them was like, yo, that's a damn good cake. So, hey, I'm happy, because I was a little worried about the frosting there, but no, I got a lot of compliments about the frosting too. Like really good compliments about the cake. Like the cake itself is just super moist. It's like just really, really good. I mean, I'm a chocolate fiend, so obviously I'm gonna love it. But yeah, just, like the biggest compliment you can get when you make something is, other people who might not have had your cooking or baking or whatever ever before compliment it and say like, "Hey, that was freaking amazing." So I'm happy with how it turned out. Really good cake. Really good cake. Did store it in the fridge after a while, like just when the temperature began to rise, because yeah, it was like kind of cold for a bit, so leaving it out was fine. It stayed soft. Obviously, when it goes into the fridge, like you're gonna have to let it sit out for a bit after you cut a slice, so that it'll like soften up a bit. But even right out the fridge, it was still like really good. So yeah, good recipe. Thumbs up. Thumbs up indeed. And I wouldn't mind making another type of poke cake in the future. In the previous year's Delish Recipe a Day calendar, there were quite a few poke cake recipes that I just ignored because I was a little intimidated. I look at the recipes and it's like, there are at times things that look really good, but then I'm like, well, I either don't have the proper tools to make it, i.e., if something needs to be deep fried, or I just feel like I wouldn't be able to do it well, which was the case with like the poke cakes that would show up before. But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out, and this was like the first cake that I ever made like purely on my own. So I'm glad it turned out well. But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you all enjoyed this cooking video. Recipe for this poke cake as well as others in the description below. I would definitely want to make another one of these in the future. They good. They are really good. And yeah, that's all I got. See you all later. Bye.